Emeka Egbuka started his NFL career with a bang, so today I'm going to play his entire career to see if he can actually turn into one of the greatest receivers of all time. He starts off as a 76 overall, which is actually pretty dang good for a rookie, and he also starts off on a really talented team, so maybe he could actually win the Super Bowl as a rookie. Now, the only thing that worries me for his sake is that with Chris Godwin healthy in this franchise, he starts as a number 3 receiver, so will he be able to get enough targets to develop into a superstar before Mike Evans and Christopher retire? Now, what we're going to do from here is simulate to the end of his rookie season, and to me it'll be an absolute shocker if they don't make the playoffs, which I better hope he does, because Emeka winning 5 playoff games is just the first of his career challenges today. Alongside breaking any Buccaneers all-time record, he has to find a way to win Offensive Player of the Year, he needs to reach at least 90 overall, and he has to win more Super Bowls than Tom Brady as a Buck. And if he doesn't complete just one of these challenges by the day he retires, I gotta give his jersey away to a subscriber in the comments. Well, good thing they had a massive season, which already has the Buccaneers in the playoffs. Now let's hope that Emeka played a big part in this team winning their division, which the team came in with a top 5 offense, but a rather stinky defense, which Baker doing what Baker does, 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns with 13 interceptions. Now let's hope a lot of these 4,400 yards and 34 touchdowns went to Emeka. Bucky now with a really good season. Didn't crack 1,000 yards, but I think he would gladly take 16 touchdowns. Now the moment of truth, fellas, as a rookie, Emeka Egbuka, does he keep on keeping on like he is IRL? He finishes the season with 1,335 yards and 15 touchdowns. What on planet Earth? I mean, he wasn't too far away from getting more yards than both Chris Godwin and Mike Evans combined. He almost doubled their touchdown total. Like, what in the world, dude? Like, how does this even happen? At the end of his rookie year, he is up to an 84 overall, which I kind of thought it'd actually be higher than that. And surely after putting up these numbers, dude, he increases the superstar this offseason. I mean, talk about starting your career off with a bang, dude. 9 touchdowns within 8 weeks. I mean, the team only had 1 loss to the Eagles in week 4 at that time. Slacked off for a couple more weeks before starting the season off strong, dude. I mean, his worst game of the season came in week 18. Now, surely these numbers are good enough for Rookie of the Year, right? I do want to see how his defensive teammates did. Levante David still killing it, 117 total tackles. Hassan Reddick with 16.5 sacks. Vita Vea with 13. Now, what are the odds Emeka actually won Offensive Player of the Year as a rookie? That'd be nice, you know, to get that career challenge out of the way. Obviously, didn't get MVP votes, which his quarterback did. I got robbed of Coach of the Year, brother. Now, what we care about the most in the NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Saquon Barkley. Egbuka came in 5th, which is a wild start as a rookie. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons on the Packers. Now, here we have it, brother. Did he win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Of course he did. Beat out the likes of Jackson Dart, Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, Ted McMillan, which if you guys want to see a Ted McMillan career next, let me know in the comments. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Abdul Carter. We didn't have anybody on the Buccaneers in the top 10. And unfortunately, he got robbed for best wide receiver. Some guy named Puka won it over him. Now let's see, the team around Emeka is up to an 87 overall with an 89 offense and 85 defense. What are the odds they legitimately go on a Super Bowl run here? I mean, dude, he's already very freaking close to overtaking Chris Godwin as their wide receiver 2. I mean, just when it comes to the depth chart, because obviously he's already overtaken as a wide receiver 1 when it comes to statistics. I mean, if this defense can lock in, man, I really do think they have a legitimate shot here. So as we get into Emeka's first ever playoff game against J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings, they get him at home. Let's just hope they don't get first rounded. I want a massive, not a loss. Oh, it's every fan's worst nightmare, brother. All Vikings came back 13-point fourth quarter. Not Baker's fault. I mean, he kind of outdueled J.J. McCarthy a little bit. Couldn't run the dang football, man. That was the massive difference. As Egbuka, I mean, he did the best he could. 6 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. Now, unfortunately, following the depressing loss, all we can do now is simulate past the Super Bowl and see if Emeka's dev trade increases. And who would have guessed, dude, we get a Commander Super Bowl. But what's most important, Emeka Egbuka, following his rookie season, is now up to Superstar dev trait, which alongside that, as you can see, got some other massive boosts, which has officially brought his overall up to 86, which already has him pretty close to completing his first career challenge. Speaking of, brother, we completely missed something, because as you see here, man, Egbuka already broke the single season Buccaneer touchdown record, which means for yours truly, his rookie season was a success. So maybe this fella does have a chance to become one of the greatest receivers in NFL history. No way he ends up breaking all the Mike Evans Buccaneers records though, right? So now what we need is the Buccaneers Buccaneers front office to wisely spend some of the $60 million to make this team better in the offseason so next year they don't get first round, which it looks like they spent about $40 million of it, but hopefully they actually spend it on some quality. They did go out and sign Kwity Paye, Nakobe Dean, gave Mike Evans a new 2-year contract. Outside of that, it's about it, but at the same time, I mean, the defense did need to be upgraded. Do have to say though, they just did this Madden update today. I just hate the way the players are in the old jerseys. It's just gonna mess with my mind. But after a pretty decent free agency, hopefully the front office can follow that up with a solid draft class here. Just please don't be a complete stinker. And we got Chuck Nugent with the first pick, who comes in as a 77 overall guard. Also got them a 73 overall middle linebacker in the second round. The rest of the draft kind of crappy, but not gonna lie, pretty decent first 2 picks. So officially headed into Egbuka's sophomore campaign. Now, what are the odds that this squad can win more games than last year? I mean, surely if he can replicate last season's numbers, he'll become a 90 this season, right? I mean, the one thing you don't want to see this year is regression. The team is better than last year, so for Egbuka's sake, let's at least tie last season's win total of 12. Fellas, that's not what we were after. There's just no planet where an 88 overall team should only be winning 7 games. Gotta investigate, dude. Like, what in the world happened here? Not a good start to the season. Started, what, 3-5? I mean, it wasn't even like it was a lot of close losses, dude. Like, a lot of blowouts, and then we finished the season with a 3-game losing streak. Oh, who did the bad things, brother? I mean, we had the league's number 2 offense. We can't be doing this. It's not like our defense was worse than last year's. It's not like Baker Mayfield's numbers dipped at all. There were a few more interceptions than last year, but still, dude, almost 5,000 yards, 38 touchdowns. Should be winning more than 7 games. On the ground, Bucky, better than last year too. 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4.4 yards per carry, although 3 touchdowns is definitely worse than a year ago. But even though it was a crappy season, let's see how the main man performed. Egbuka, what on planet Earth, dude? 1,600 yards, almost 100 catches, and 17 touchdowns. This very easily could be good enough for Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, crazy that a team that had a 1,600-yard receiver, a 1,200-yard receiver, and a Mike Evans only won 7 games. I think it's obvious at this point, man, we need our front office to invest into the defense because we just don't really have many players to get to the quarterback. Yaya Diaby, 11 sacks is solid. But outside of that, dude, it's just kind of mid. Kwity Paye, man, what a disappointment. Let's see. This could still be a successful season for Emeka individually. Josh Allen wins MVP. Baker Mayfield on a 7-win team came in 3rd. But here we have it, brother. Moment of truth. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Puka again. That is disgusting. Oh, we gotta see, man. I'm so tired of Puka ruining my life. The Titans game I just went to Sunday, he ruined my life there. This man better put up 3,000 receiving yards. Okay, I guess that's fair, Puka. I promise you though, Emeka, this is gonna happen one day. Now, surely though, after these numbers, he's up to a 90 overall, which he is on the dot, which is at least good for a 2nd career challenge completed. We just gotta get back in the playoffs ASAP, man. Now, another good thing that could possibly happen this offseason is after putting up these numbers once again, there's a good chance that we advance past the Super Bowl and he becomes the superstar X Factor. Well, of course, Emeka's division rivals end up winning the Super Bowl, but I promise you one day it'll actually be Emeka. But what we're worried about right now is whether or not the main man became a superstar X Factor in just 2 seasons in the National Football League. Yes, he did, right on cue. And as awesome as that is, we also had some other craziness as Baker now an X Factor, Cade Otton now an X Factor, that first round left guard they got now a superstar. I mean, what a freaking start to this guy's career, man. And I'm telling you guys, at the end of the day, he's just gonna continue to get better and better. And the Bucs front office better do everything in their power to win it all while they have Emeka on the cheap, because by the time his rookie contract is up, they're gonna have to pay him $1 trillion. But with Emeka's mentor now starting to regress down to an 84 overall, I think it's safe to say that we now have a new clear-cut number 1 receiver in Tampa Bay. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Bucs have much money to work with this offseason, but hopefully they can find some ways, somehow, to improve this defense. Which, to be fair, I don't know what sort of shenanigans they just pulled, but they finished free agency with negative $30 million in cap room. So what in the world did they just pull off? Okay, so I don't know what the frick happened, because they didn't sign got a single free agent. Did they like re-sign a bunch of guys? Okay, so that is what happened. They gave contracts out to Cody Maw, Yaya Diaby, Kalijah Kinsey, and then picked up Graham Barton's 5th-year option. But thankfully, they're not losing any of this talent, but the team got this far in the hole this offseason without getting any better, which makes the 2027 NFL draft here that much more important. Okay, now we're negative $42 million in the hole. Tell me it was worth it. After a banger draft class, we went out, got a 79 overall wide receiver out of all the positions we needed to draft. Although we did get a good will linebacker, good backup tight end, possibly a long-term Baker Mayfield replacement, and another good 71 receiver. Thing is though, it's just like that wide receiver is never going to see playing time, at least this season. I just feel like that first round selection could have better been used at other positions. But surely headed into his year 3, third time is a charm for this team, as like at least offensively they don't have any weaknesses. I mean, the team comes in at an 86 overall with an 89 offense and 84 defense. Like surely dude, at the absolute bare minimum, this team has got to win more games than what they did last year. Well boys, we definitely take that. It does take 3 seasons, but finally Egbuka earns a first round bye. Team once again for the 3rd straight season comes in with a top 5 offense. Defensively was a little bit improved. Baker with another very solid season, 4,500 yards, 39 touchdowns, but the only question is how much of this went to Egbuka. It'd be interesting to see, with it being his first real year as the wide receiver 1, but Bucky and the running game, again, good season, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Come on, brother, tell me another banger incoming. Emeka, 95 grabs, 1,500 yards, and 20 touchdowns. Surely this is enough to win Offensive Player of the Year, right? Behind him, Chris Godwin still putting up good numbers. Mike Evans with a decent year. At least that rookie got some playing time. Now, who improved on the defense? Nakobe Dean leading us in total tackles. Yaya Diaby with 12 sacks. We have Chris Braswell with 8.5. Kwity Paye with 7 sacks. Nakobe Dean also had 4 interceptions. Oh, wow. Zion McCollum with 5 picks. But first, we need to do a little bit of research. Josh Jacobs in the NFC led the league with 1,600 yards, 7 touchdowns. Although I still think Egbuka would beat out these guys for NFC Offensive Player of the Year. How about through the air? Egbuka led the conference, almost 150 more yards than Puka, who stole the award from him the first 2 seasons, also had 8 more touchdowns than him. So surely, this is the year where we can cross that challenge off of our list. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. Baker in 4th. Oh, and we got Robs. That's not a good start. Rob, the Coach of the Year. But NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Emeka Egbuka. I think we all can say well-deserved, as in just 3 seasons, that's already his 3rd challenge completed. The remaining 2 challenges are rather tricky though. Let us pray that he can actually win his first playoff game this year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Michael Williams. In the AFC, it still goes to Khalil Mack, who apparently is still playing as a 40-year-old. Then Diami Brown of the Cincinnati Bengals, by the way, wins Offensive Player of the Year. Now, before we go check and see what Emeka's overall is up to this point, I do want to see who we take on in the divisional round, which will hopefully be our first ever playoff win today against the Detroit Lions, which we definitely could have got an easier draw, which if we do win this matchup, we're going to have to take on either the Rams or Falcons in the NFC Championship, which hopefully is not the Falcons because we already lost to them at home by 11 in week 2. Oh gosh, we actually lost to the Falcons both times we played them this season. Let's hope for a Rams victory here. But Emeka now up to a 94 overall, and brother, at this rate, he's only 24 years old. Like, he very easily could be a 99 overall before his rookie contract expires, which I don't know if the front office could afford a second contract at that point. But let us see if they can finally get it done here. First ever playoff win in Egbuka's career. Hopefully, we don't lose another playoff game at home. The first time we had a playoff game at home didn't go well. So I'm going to speak better luck into existence here against the Lions. Finally, we get his first playoff dub, and thankfully, we avoid the Falcons. They go down by 15. We beat the Lions by 14. Baker did his thing. Bucky did his thing, as did Emeka. 5 grabs, 84 yards, and a touchdown. So at this rate, dude, all we need is one more win to make it to his first ever Super Bowl. No pressure, brother. No pressure whatsoever. No way we make it this far only to lose, right? Correct! Oh, it was a close one, 19-13, as we have to match up against the Los Angeles Chargers, who just took down Joe Burrow and the Bengals by 34 points. But hey, brother, wins are wins, and we will take them every way we can get them right now, which we've definitely made a little bit of progress. Wasn't pretty, but we got the dub, and that's all that matters. Another good game from Bucky. Ooh, got the win, even though Emeka had probably the worst game of his career. Hopefully he can be better in the Super Bowl here, though, which the Chargers are a good freaking team, boys. Obviously, McConkey, Herbert, Hampton, all over 90, as is Joe Alt. They have 2 left tackles that are just insane. The defense looks pretty freaking good, too, with Khalil Mack still killing it. We just can't lose here, man. Absolutely not. Well, luckily, our defense forces a 3-and-out to start things off, which unfortunately, we don't have the best of field positions. But a few yards with Bucky here. Okay, just go ahead and score. What a start! What a start! And obviously, the goal today in the Super Bowl, not only win, force feed Emeka. Might actually throw a few interceptions today. He's wide open, though. Dime. That's a dime in. Did he drop it? Well, that's discouraging. And the seam, he's not open. We'll throw the Mike Evans over the middle. He's going to make the grab, pick up the first down. Gotta remember, Emeka's not our only wide receiver option. We'll play action. Do I try it? Maybe it's a dumb decision. In stride. It's going to be intercepted. See, that's what I mean when I do these videos. I try to force the ball to our main player. It always ends up in failure. Luckily, our defense bails us out once again. We get even worse field position. Not going to lie, this decision might be a little bit dangerous. We'll play action. Buka. Down the field. Please go up or just don't even put your hands up, brother. Just please get out of the end zone. Give it to K. Dotton, who is going to pick up the first down for us. Bucky's gonna pick up a couple. Sets up for a 3rd down and 5, boys. 5 yards is desperately needed. K. Dotton is open. Egbuka kind of was too, but let's just make sure we get the first down and keep on moving this pigskin. Oh no, bad guy in my face. Just don't end in an interception. That is so ugly. I don't believe there's anything more frustrating in a football video game than interceptions thrown like this. Like, is that necessary? And our defense with a little goal line stop. There's just no way, right? There's just no way we actually just stop them on the goal line. Brother, we have got to take advantage. That's insane. I was about to concede defeat there. Going for it all, though, brother. At the 3-yard line once again. Just get some yards. Get out of our own end zone. That's that first-round receiver. Go! Oh my God. How did that just go like 70 yards? We do need to get Emeka going though, because I don't think he's made a single catch yet. He's pressed on the outside, has a little bit of separation. Drop it in the bucket. Bang! Right on cue. Emeka Egbuka scores in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, boys, this is still just the beginning. Our guys still got more left in the tank. And our defense get another stop. I feel like the Chargers are just destined to score. Their offense is too good. And oh my God, Antoine Winfield gets us the football back. Can we do it again, brother? Can we score? Take a 2-possession lead going into halftime. Just throw the ball away. Live to see another play. Wait, I think we just got a little bailed. Pass interference? Hey, I'll take it. Bucky out of the backfield. We'll take the free yards. We at bare minimum have got to get a field goal here. A 2-possession lead in the Super Bowl would be massive. Bucky on the screen. There's a flag though. What's the flag for? Oh, I feel like that's a makeup call. Oh, you know what? Just be safe here. Dub it off to K. Dotton. We do need to call our first of 3 timeouts. But K. Dotton again. Little seam hangs onto the football. Come on, give me something big here. That's what she said. I got to dump it off to Bucky. And the thing is, I'm going to call a timeout, and I got to be careful here. This is either going to be an incompletion or a touchdown. Hopefully the latter. We'd love for this to be Egbuka. Nobody's open. Just throw it away. Throw it away. Live to see another play. Just cannot force the football here. Oh, I threw it late? Oh, thank God. I'm just going to kick the field goal. We have a left-footed kicker, by the way. That's a little abnormal. Don't care what foot the kicker kicks with. As long as we take that 2-possession lead, that is all that matters, my friends. What a first half from the defense as we do start the half with the football. Imagine a 17-point lead in the Super Bowl, dude. It might be a GG at that point. Wide open Chris Godwin, who's going to make his first catch of the Super Bowl. Bucky to the outside. Huge, huge, huge gain. Well, I'm going to throw it deep to Mike Evans. No way that worked out. That's insane. Obviously, you can try to force the football to Emeka here. On the drag. He is wide open. Touchdown, Bucks. I told you guys it was going to happen again. I told you guys he was going to get into the end zone. Is that the dagger, boys? I mean, not much to it. Ran in a straight line, got wide open, scored for the 2nd time in the Super Bowl. Dude, every time he touches the football, it's a touchdown. We take it. Dude, our defense putting together the greatest performance in Super Bowl history right now. The Chargers might not score a point. I'm going to be a little crazy and go for the dagger here, boys. Down the seam. He's open. First time he catches the football and it's not a touchdown. Do I just chunk it deep to him? No, because Mike Evans is wide open. He's going to make the catch in stride and get all the way down inside the 10. Put your 4s up, boys. Absolutely no chance we choke this. No chance. One more touchdown here, boys. And I believe Emeka has solidified his first of 2 Super Bowls. And my game just crashed. There's just no way that just happened. Oh, thank God Madden has a feature that lets you jump right back in the game. I was about to cry. Let's give him his 3rd touchdown of the Super Bowl. We're going to force it. He's going to drop the ball. Slant. A little bit of separation. Going to make the grab down to the 1. Smart play here would just be running the football. I think you guys all know I'm a dumb hick from Alabama. I think he's open. Easy money. Emeka Egbuka for the 3rd time in the Super Bowl. Legendary performance. And I think at this point, brother, we are safe. We don't score again. Neither do the Chargers, as your Buccaneers 24-0 are Super Bowl champions. As yes, we can take a moment to celebrate, as winning 1 Super Bowl is a great step in our journey. But at this point, brother, Emeka's got another one to win. And this might be the start of a dynasty, boys, because after you win a Super Bowl, you have a ton of players go up in depth trait. And with that said, it looks like we didn't gain anybody. I think Mike Evans might have actually retired. We need to go confirm. We did have that rookie receiver who will be his replacement now up to superstar. Cade Otton actually lost his X Factor somehow after winning the Super Bowl, which is crazy. How about defense, though? That's where we need improvement. And it looks like Nakobe Dean now a superstar. Yaya Diaby now a superstar. Zion McCollum now a superstar. So the team up to a temporary 90 overall, the 93 offense, 87 defense. I'm telling you guys, there's a good shot that this squad could go back-to-back next season. And yes, boys, this is quite depressing, but at least we can hold comfort knowing he rode off into the sunset. I mean, I think he left the wide receiver room off in good hands. And at least the one thing the Buccaneers front office is doing right now is retaining their talent, giving out big contract extensions to Lucas, to Antoine Winfield, Bucky Irving, Tyke Smith, even re-signed Kwity Paye, and somehow after all of those re-signings, we still have $23 million in available salary cap. But hopefully for the Buccaneers faithful, they'll also have enough money to re-sign Emeka when the time comes. But first, let's focus on this offseason and see what the heck they can do to improve the team to truly try and go back-to-back. So good news, they didn't let that $20 million go to waste. But were they able to sign anybody of note? They signed Devontae Wyatt and Jalen McMillan on a 2-year deal. Mac Jackson, so nothing way too crazy. They also had to sign new coordinators, so we'll have to see if that messes things up, because both our coordinators got head coaching jobs. But at least they're showing some bit of ambition. And the one thing that can be the difference in this team truly going on a dynasty run is continuously putting together super solid draft classes. Well, I don't really know why they went and drafted a running back in the first round when they just re-signed Bucky Irving. So I think it's kind of safe to say this is by far the worst draft class yet. But regardless, I still feel like this team has another Super Bowl run in them. They do need to try and make a run while they can, because Baker's getting on up there in age and will probably retire within the next 3 seasons or so. He only has 2 more years left on his contract. At least they do have somebody somewhat promising behind him. Let's make sure this team takes advantage of Baker Mayfield still being in his prime, and at the same time take advantage of Emeka being on a disgustingly cheap contract. Hey, 10-7 back in the playoffs, can't complain about that. Another top 5 offensive finish where Baker Mayfield is aging like a fine wine, dude. Only 5 interceptions thrown this season, which is by far the fewest we've seen. Bucky with one of the best seasons we've seen from him yet. Again, don't know why in the world they drafted this guy in the first round, but most worried about today's main man, who has a career-high 105 grabs, 1,400 yards, and 21 touchdowns. He continues to have one of the most insane starts to a career of all time. Look at Calvin Jones, also put up really good numbers, so he definitely was not a wasted pick whatsoever. Glad we got Jalen McMillan back, almost put up 1,000 yards. I still feel like if this team wants to go on a dynasty run, they need to get somebody that can get to the quarterback a little bit more often than Yaya. It's like 12 sacks seems great on the surface, but when you consider the crazy numbers you see in Madden 26 franchise, you need somebody like Micah Parsons who can get 22 sacks a season. Baker Robb, dude, he has got to win an MVP before he retires. He's got to. He deserves it. Man, I still have not won a Coach of the Year. Not fair. What is fair is Emeka winning his 2nd Offensive Player of the Year. Wait a minute. Hold the phone, brother. When did we lose Chris Godwin? Why Why did I not pick up on that? We lost them to our division rival Falcons. Oh, that's gross. We lost Chris Godwin and Mike Evans in the same offseason. Disgusting. Hey, man, at least they didn't make the playoffs. Now, speaking of the playoffs, let's please not get first rounded here and win the 4th playoff game of Emeka's career. Gonna be tough traveling to Lambeau, but we are the higher overall team, so I have faith, and we lost big time. Oh my god, brother, what happened? I mean, we only were outgained by 2 yards. Did Baker put up a stinker? No. Jordan Love had a master class. We just couldn't run the football. Like, it's a really, really weird game. Now, at this point, dude, we need to see what in the world happens with Emeka's contract. Oh my god. He earned himself a 5-year, $185 million contract extension. At the same time, dude, like I already mentioned, this Bucs front office is doing an incredible job at retaining all the talent they bring in. As long as Baker's still their quarterback, dude, this team has a shot. Especially considering Emeka Egbuka, just 3 seasons into his NFL career, is now a 99 overall. One thing I am a little confused on is they never picked up his 5th-year option, so they could have had him one more season for cheap. But hey, as long as they got him locked down, I guess that's all that matters. We do, though, need to make sure that Baker doesn't retire, because with him being the age that he's at, even though he's still a good overall, there's a good chance that he could call it quits. As unfortunately, for the 2nd time today, we have another division rival win the Super Bowl. That's not us. Let's make sure I don't see a Baker Mayfield retirement. If he's still there, how much did he go down in overall? He's still an X factor, and he's still an 87. We can work with that. So I do expect this team to compete again next year. Only problem, after all those re-signings, they only have $7 million in salary cap. But hey, brother, like we've seen this front office work magic before, so maybe they can do something, bring in somebody that can help us. And considering we now have negative $40 million in salary cap, something must have happened. Actually, no. So like, how did we get here? So this is why. 5th-year option picked up on Chuck Nugent, 3-year extension for Cade Otton, 1-year deal for Yaya Diaby, 2-year deal for Graham Barton, 1-year deal for Cody Mock. So again, final ways to retain our own talent. They are having to do big contract restructures though, so that probably is going to screw them a little bit down the line. But that makes it even more important that this front office can inject some young, cheap talent into the squad via the draft. I mean, no generational players or anything, but a very, very solid draft class, especially when you consider getting a 75 overall in the 7th round. So I fully expect this next season to win more playoff games with this squad. I mean, we have a 90 overall team with a 93 offense and 87 defense, man. Like, there's just absolutely no way, dude, that this team shouldn't be competing for another Super Bowl. You know what? I'm going to speak it into existence. Give me another 1st round bye this season. 13 wins, bare minimum. Why is it always 7-10, man? How did this team almost come in last place? We had yet again another top 5 offense. It's the defense that continuously lets us down, man. I mean, not Baker's fault. Another phenomenal season. Bucky, another the best season we've ever seen from him. And the best season we've ever seen from Emeka. 110 catches, 1,700 yards, and 21 touchdowns. All while Jalen McMillan put up 1,000 yards. We almost had 3 players with double-digit sacks. I just don't get it. Baker again robbed of the MVP. Hopefully before he retires, man, he can actually win one. He deserves it. And again, the man of the hour with his 3rd offensive player of the year. Who cares, though, when you can only win 7 games with a 92 rated team? Disgraceful performance, boys. Absolutely disgraceful. And I really have no idea what's going to happen with Baker, dude. Like, is he going to resign? Is he going to retire? Like, is this guy really ready to take over the reins? Let's see, boys. A lot to discover here. Which at least Baker didn't retire, and he's still an X factor. Now, have we re-signed him? They re-signed Jalen McMillan, Tristan Wirfs, Zion McCollum, Vince Bonds, Yaya Diaby to another 1-year deal, but no Baker contract yet. So it's going to be interesting because they have negative $12 million in salary cap, so I don't even know if they can afford Baker. So I'm just going to go ahead and simulate the next season and see what the heck happens. So as we've officially made it to a brand new decade, who is Emeka's quarterback going to be going into 2030? It is Donald. Oh god, dude, no Baker Mayfield. Hopefully this guy can take over the reins and not be terrible. At least for the young quarterback, he takes over the reins of a really, really good offense. I mean, even with losing Baker, this team is still a 90 overall with a 93 offense, with apparently a new X factor on defense with Nakobe Dean. I do have to say though, kind of sad that we don't have Baker anymore. I'm wondering, if Emeka's production is going to dip at all. As please don't tell me that Baker went and signed with the division rival. That would be diafreaking-bolical. It's not out of the question. Chris Godwin already did. Baker Mayfield is the newest member of the Miami Dolphins, so at least he's in a brand new conference. So first year of his career with a new quarterback. Let's just hope and pray this team doesn't put up an absolute stinker here. So back in the playoffs, that's a start at least. But are they good enough this season to make it back to the Super Bowl? Even with the new quarterback, teams still put up top 5 offensive numbers. And I gotta say, dude, that is nasty numbers to put up in your first season as a starting quarterback. He's 5'10"? He's literally a Baker Regent. So with him putting up good numbers, how did Emeka do? First of all, Bucky, good numbers again. Man of the hour. Put up 1,645 yards and 17 touchdowns. So safe to say, no dip whatsoever in production. Ooh, Timothy comes third in MVP. We don't even get top 10 Coach of the Year votes. And again, for the 4th time in 5-6 seasons now, wins Offensive Player of the Year. Now, after all of that, surely we don't get first rounded, right? And that young quarterback already up to an 84 overall. So, yeah, I know he's already 26 years old, 3 years in the league, but still, maybe he could be a late bloomer and turn into one of the top-ranked quarterbacks in football. So let us see, can we please keep from being first rounded with a win here in Los Angeles to advance into the divisional round? Can that young quarterback go 1-0? Yes, he does, with a 31-27 dub. And now we have to take on, though, the 12-5 Detroit Lions in Detroit. Making some big progress, though. It was a shootout in Los Angeles. We did just enough to get the dub, despite our young quarterback turning the ball over twice. Ooh, we got 6 sacks on LaMelo. Bucky, good game. They couldn't run the ball whatsoever, and Egbuka with 3 touchdowns. You crazy boy. Now, can he do it again here against the Lions to get his 5th ever playoff win? Not gonna lie, don't have the best of feelings here, but at least we didn't get first rounded this year. And speak positivity into existence. Another offensive explosion. Outgained the Lions in Detroit by over 100 yards. Timothy made up for his mistakes in round 1. 5 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Bucky still doing what he needs to do. Emeka still doing what he needs to do. Now just 1 win shy of our 2nd Super Bowl appearance, which even if we don't win another Super Bowl here, Emeka did get his 5th career playoff win, which completes another challenge. Which even if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, dude, it is insane what this guy has completed up to this point in his career. And he's only 27. Before we know it, he's gonna be a 99 overall at every single archetype. Come on, we can't do it. We can't lose 1 game shy of the Super Bowl. We do have to go beat the Eagles in Philadelphia. We already beat the Rams in Los Angeles. We already beat the Lions in Detroit. Can we do it one more time in a tough environment? No. Oh, an 8-point loss in Philly. Winning 3 straight away games in the playoffs is tough, dude. Wasn't our quarterback's fault. Bucky was all right. And again, safe to say it wasn't Emeka's fault, as that's what, 7 touchdowns he had in this playoff run? Just comes down to the fact sometimes, boys, you just can't win them all. Now, what we're gonna do from here is go ahead and simulate to the end of Emeka's new contract and see if by that point he won another Super Bowl. Now, at the end of his contract, I do wonder if he's gonna sign another extension and spend his entire career in Tampa Bay. And if that's the case, maybe he can break all of Mike Evans' career records. So a little depressing here in 2033. We're not in the playoffs, although we have a 93 overall team. So how in the world did this happen? Who's our quarterback? Who in the world is Shadon Beckham? This guy looks like the next best quarterback in NFL history. Already a 99 overall. Well, what am I witnessing right now? Just 2 seasons in. I'm assuming they drafted him. You got him with the 1st round pick in 2032. 3 Pro Bowl appearances already. Oh my God. What on planet Earth? This guy injected in the NFL, already throwing for 5,500 yards a season on average, almost 50 touchdowns. What in the heck, dude? I'm assuming, already won an MVP last season. Somehow didn't win it this year, though. Before we see how Emeka's doing and see if this team has even won a Super Bowl the last few years, I want to see how Timmy's doing. Where did Timmy go? Why didn't we re-sign him? Timmy see is with the Buffalo Bills as a Josh Allen replacement. And I mean, he's turned out to be pretty good too, but I mean, he's not a 99 overall. Oh, we no longer have Bucky at running back, which looks like our running game kind of has suffered since then, although, I mean, we're still getting a lot of touchdowns on the ground. And of course he is, as is the other receivers that we have. 130 grabs is crazy. That is crazy work. I'm assuming, oh wow, he has a bunch of upgrades that he can't even use. Like, why can't he use these upgrades? Dumb game? But anyways, still a 99 overall at the age of 30. I do want to see if he has a new contract, as the numbers he has put up since the new quarterback has came in is crazy. I mean, this guy, his entire career, hasn't had more than 13 touchdown grabs in a single season. Like, the least amount of yards he's ever had in a single season is 1,300. But it is safe to say, dude, this guy has had the most insane start to any receiver's career in NFL history. And he literally won Offensive Player of the Year, what, like 5 seasons in a row? I don't think he's won it last 2 years, though. To this point in his career, he is up to almost 1,000 grabs, 1,400 yards, and 153 touchdowns. And he's only 30. I mean, he has a chance, dude, to break Jerry Rice's all-time records, which he is already at the age of 30, broken Mike Evans' Buccaneer touchdown record. We'll have to see if he can break the other two. Hey, nice also to see, you know, that Bucky became the best running back in Buccaneers history. Now, for Buccaneers fans, this is the most important. Let's go see if Emeka signed a contract extension, which he did. Another 5 years in Tampa Bay. How much money is that? 4 years, $164 million. Not too shabby. And one of our first round picks of the day, Calvin Jones, also getting a big 4-year, $100 million extension. I mean, look at all these re-signings, dude. Like I said, the one good thing I've seen this front office do is retain all the talent the Buccaneers have drafted. But let us see, though, if it led to a second Super Bowl. Oh my God. Over my Tennessee Titans, so I'm kind of conflicted here, but not gonna ask questions. Like, did they win any more? Eagles won in 2031, Raiders won in 2030, so no third Super Bowl yet, but my God, dude. Like, Meek already has more Super Bowls than what Tom Brady had as a Buccaneer, and he still has at least 4 more years left in Tampa Bay. So let's go ahead and simulate to the end of his new extension and see if by that point he's won another Super Bowl and maybe become the best receiver of all time. Glad to know we're here in 2038 and the team's still making the playoffs, and Beckham is still leading the league in passing yards. Now, I do want to see if they won any more Super Bowls. In 2033 goes to the Bears, Seahawks in 2034, Raiders in 2035, Ravens in 2036, and you have the Cardinals in 2037. So at least 2 Super Bowls up to this point. But fellas, I do have to admit something. I hate that this happened, but as you see, I've noticed Egbuka's not on the team anymore, which doesn't make any sense because his contract ran through this year. And I have to admit, I absolutely hate it, but it doesn't look like he's in the NFL anymore, which doesn't make any sense. Like, why would he give up this money? But as you see, he didn't quite break Jerry Rice's receiving yard and reception record, but he did break the all-time touchdown record with 224. Oh, and brother, it doesn't make any sense. If he actually retired after last offseason, why would you do that, brother? You just put up 2,066 yards in a season with 25 touchdowns. Like, why would you do that? That's the best season of his career, which was also good for the all-time single season record. But I'm assuming he retired as a Buck, and his final career stats: 2,100 yards, 224 touchdowns, and 1,453 receptions. Which if he would have just played like 1-2 more seasons, which he was contracted to do so, he could have been the best receiver of all time. Which, at least according to Madden, he's the #1 receiver that's ever lived. And what about all time? He is also the greatest player to ever live. So with this and his 2 Super Bowls, I think it is safe to say he successfully completed his career challenge. And 25 yearly awards later, I think Buccaneers fans would be pretty happy if this is how Emeka's career goes. Hopefully you enjoyed that wild career, and if you did, you click right here to watch Ashton Genty's, which is also pretty wild.